or beyond, or up, upa. So upa aksh means to see over, literally. And it's the word for equanimity. And you can think about it like this. It means to look over others' differences, to look over differences. Okay? Equanimity. That's what equanimity means. To look over differences. Overlook. To overlook differences, right? So this means that you're overlooking differences between people that you like, people that you don't care about that much, and people that you don't like. You overlook the differences. Those are the three kinds of people that exist in the world, by the way. There are the people that you like, there are people that you don't care about, and there are people that you actively dislike. And those are the only three kinds of people there are in the world. And you say, with upeksha, you're developing a quality that you're, in yourself, that overlooks the differences between people and say they're all equally worthy of my maitri, karuna, and mudita. They're all equally worthy of my wish that they be happy, that my wish that they not be suffering, and my wish that they achieve ultimate happiness. They're all equally worthy of that. That's one thing you're wishing for. Then the second thing with upeksha, the thing that you're cultivating and developing, the wish that they feel that way about others too. The wish that they feel that way about others. See, that they get that kind of overlooking differences themselves. Okay, so we'll start with that one if we get time today. I mean now. I'll probably wait till the next session. But anyway, we'll start sooner or later with upeksha, because upeksha, equanimity, is the basis for all the other three. We already have maitri, this kind of friendliness or loving kindness towards people that we like. We already have that. We don't have to cultivate that. See, we already wish that our children be happy. I mean, hopefully, unless you're a perverse parent, you wish that your children be happy, right? You want their happiness for your children, and you wish that their suffering ends. You don't want them, don't like it when they're sick, or when they're depressed or something like that. And you like them to have ultimate happiness in life, right? We already do this for the people that we like. So who is it do you think that we're going to have to cultivate, the equanimity about? Yeah, you can see it coming, okay? And that's the struggle, that's the practice, that's the difficulty. See, so, like with anything else worth having, you have to work at it. Like anything else worth having, it would lead to a happier life for you not to be harboring negative feelings about others. And this is the way to do it. One of the ways to do it is to develop especially the upeksha part, the equanimity part. And sometimes people think, well, if I develop equanimity, then that means that I no longer that I bring down the people that I love. I bring them down to like the sort of the lowest common element. So I'm trying to achieve this like equanimity down here, but I have these people up here that I really, really love and really, really care for, and so I guess I'll have to bring them down to that level. And that's not what it means at all. What do you suppose it means? Bringing everybody else up. Bringing everybody else up to the level where your children are already. Where your husband, your wife is already. Where your mother, father already occupies. So that means that you bring everybody to that standard. You see? And that's hard. I was once very, very friendly with a very famous Catholic theologian, priest. He worked at the university, he still does, at the University of Chicago's Divinity School. His name is David Tracy. I don't know if any of you have heard about him. And this was long before I was interested in Buddhism at all, let alone became a monk. And I asked him, David, why do the Catholic priests and nuns take a vow of celibacy? Why take a vow of celibacy? What is that? What's that all about? And he gave me a very unexpected answer. I was expecting him to go on and on about how, sex is bad or this or that. And he said, nothing like that. He said, the reason that we take a vow of celibacy is because if we didn't have a celibacy vow, we would privilege some people. We would privilege the people that we sleep with or our families and stuff like that. The vow of celibacy is to get to equanimity. so that everybody becomes potentially equal in their worthiness of your attention. You see, very interesting understanding of why celibacy. Why leaving the family life? You see, why leaving the home life? Leaving so that you can have a bigger family. You see, you just are getting a bigger family. So instead of thinking like I have my child and you have your child, you think I have all children are my children. Instead of like, you know, and there's very practical ways of doing this, very practical experiences of this actually. You know, when you go to the beach in the summertime and you see children frolicking, you're not just happy about your child frolicking. You're happy about all children frolicking. You see? All children then have the capacity of bringing you the happiness that your child has the capacity of bringing. Because you extended out the notion of who's yours, who's my child. So when you see a little old lady, it's not just, you know, somebody else's mother. That's my mother too, right? Like that. And that's a very, very worthy spiritual goal. And that's what Upeksha is meant to get you to. So here's one enunciation on the next page, page 2. One enunciation, one formula. I mean, there's many different ways of expressing these four immeasurables, but one formula is like this. May all living beings be freed from attachment to those who are close to them and dislike for those who are far. Which immeasurable is that? Equanimity. Equanimity. Okay, that's the expression of equanimity. May all beings, all living beings, be freed from attachment to those who are close to them and dislike for those who are far. May they escape from the unbearable sea of pain. Which one's that? That's compassion. It's kind of like Find Waldo or something like that. It's a little quiz. Okay? All right? Which one is that? That's compassion. May they be freed from the unbearable sea of pain. And third, may they then find exceptional happiness. Which one's that? That's my tree. Loving kindness. May they be happy. Exceptional happiness. Really happy. And then it's like, and they never be out with the highest happiness. The happiness of freedom means freedom from suffering. Freedom, total freedom from suffering. What's that one? Mudita. Mudita. Then there's 4 levels of it. 4 levels of intention, you could say. There's 4 degrees of the 4 immeasurables. 4 degrees of the 4 immeasurables. The first one is, and this is how you meditate on it actually. This is actually a meditation practice. So those of you who started your meditation this morning, after last night's harangue, for 15 minutes, you know, are meditating 15 minutes on your breath, pretty soon, by next week or so, are going to want to meditate on something other than just your breath. And this would be another possibility for you to meditate on. You can meditate on the 4 immeasurables. In this way, you go through each immeasurable, each one of the 4, Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, Upeksha, go through each 4 and then do 4 levels of each one. First level is, you know, it would really be nice. Wouldn't it be nice? How wonderful it would be if all beings were happy. If all beings were free from pain. If all beings, you know, if all beings had the kind of equanimity that we were talking about, where they see everybody as equally worthy. See, how nice it would be if all beings achieved the ultimate goal of complete and permanent end of suffering. How nice. So I always think of that Beach Boys song, Wouldn't It Be Nice? It's like, wouldn't it be nice? Right? Wouldn't it be nice if that was the case? Second level, it should be that way. There's no reason why it shouldn't be that way. See, it's right that it be that way. So the Dalai Lama sometimes talks about this in terms of a basic human right. It's a basic human right to be happy. It's a basic human right not to suffer. See? It should be that way. That's the second one. The third one, you ready? It's